Well, good Thursday afternoon to you. It's Dan. I want to welcome y'all to my home in the sticks. Lord of mercy, I hope everybody, and I mean everybody, is having a fantabulous Thursday. I know I am. Weather's crazy as all get out over here. The other day it was like 50 degrees. Now it's like 90. But that's all right. We're going to rock on. We're going to talk about something just a little bit different here today. I think it's going to be pretty cool. I want to share it with y'all, you and y'all. And give me a second, and we're going to rock into it. All right, y'all, let's rock on. We're going to talk about a little collaboration that we're going to do. It's going to include myself, Mrs. CB over at CB's Greenhouse and Garden, Jennifer and Andy over at Homegrown Love. Jennifer lives in Rhode Island. I believe her hardiness zone is 6A. And from watching, and Jennifer, I watched the video, what I gathered out of it, you have tried to grow a garden several times, or you have attempted to grow a garden with not very much success. I'm taking it things actually started growing, but then they started dying back. I know how that goes because that's happened to me a bunch of times. How we're going to work this collaboration is Homegrown Love is actually going to post up, she posted up a video of what she wants to do and gave us a layout of what she's got going on right now. Mrs. CB and myself are gonna, I have watched the video, and all I'm gonna do is comment on what I saw and maybe how we can help you, Jennifer, or how I and Mrs. CB also, how we can help you get your garden up and going. So what I will say is I'm going to be all over the place in this video because, and I take notes on everything. I watched the video, I took a few notes, and I'm just, I don't know, random like that. So what I'm going to say is not going to be in any certain kind of order. It's just going to be random. It's just what I saw and what I thought. The first thing that I noticed, where you have your garden situated at, it doesn't seem like the ground's very level. It looks like it's sloped to me. It did. Now I could be wrong just by looking at it, you know, in the way that the video was shot. It looked like it was sloped. The only problem that I myself personally have had with growing a garden, and I did grow one over there on one of my terraces, and it was on a slant, it was sloped, is when it rains, that rain is going to wash out everything. Plants, soil, everything. It's just going to wash it out. And if you have the means and you're able to, try to level it off, or level off wherever you want to do your planting at. Your raised beds, you know, level it off as best you can. I did notice I did hear in your video that you actually want to try some straw bale gardening, and Mrs. CB is really fluent and knowledgeable in that area as far as straw bale gardening. I myself, on the other hand, I have a good understanding of raised bed gardening, meaning raised beds that I've built. I've actually added my own soil to it. I have a little bit more knowledge on that. Now, by no means am I an expert or anything like that, but I can share with you what I've done over here, and it's worked for me with real good success. And we're going to jump off into something else. You had mentioned mushrooms. If you intend on doing any type of like shiitake mushrooms or anything like that, that back of the woods, that piece of woods back there on your property where you said, you know, it was shaded real good, that will work out really good. If you can go back a little bit further in the woods, that'd be even better. Shiitake mushrooms, and I'm going to talk about shiitake mushrooms. And now I am trying to grow some shiitake mushroom logs myself. Shiitake mushrooms like about 80% shade. So that area back there in your woods, that'd be perfect. I think they'd like it. But you also have to have, I don't know how much it rains where you're at, but depending on when you do your shiitake mushrooms, it's probably better to start them in the early spring, like somewhere around December, maybe November, December, because your climate may be different than mine. But you know, harvesting your oak logs if you can towards the winter time, and getting it going towards the spring, so hopefully you can harvest mushrooms towards the fall the next year. So that place that you have over there on your property that's shaded real good, it'll work out real good. And we're going to jump back onto the raised beds. The reason why I like raised bed gardens, or raised beds period, is because I have full control over the soil content that's in the bed. I can actually change that mixture around dependent on what I am trying to grow. And I think that will work out really good for you if you got your raised beds back up and running. You did say in your video that you have a lot of sand out there at your home place or your homestead. Actually, sand in a raised bed, depending on what it is that you're growing, works out really well. Over here for me, the loamy sand, the loamy soil works out really good for root crops for me. Carrots, some of your beets, anything that has a root, basically. That soil is not so compacted, and the sand actually loosens that soil up where that root can get down, grow, and can grow straight. Like carrots, they grow straight. The soil mixture is sandy, it's loamy, and it allows that root to go down and do its thing. Sand can be your friend, and then again, you know, sandy soil can be your enemy. The garden that you have going on right now, I seen your maters. It's a very good possibility that the plants that you grew that didn't make it just wasn't jihad with the soil that you were planting them in. Sometimes you have to amend the soil. And when I say amend it, in some of my raised beds, depending on what I grow in it, the next planting year, I may actually throw in a couple of bags of black cow manure into my raised beds just to incorporate it in. You got to kind of think of it kind of like soil as a fine wine. It gets better over time. Keep taking care of that soil, adding to it if you can, and the next year it's going to be even better. Kind of like a fine wine. You let it sit, it gets better with time. And that's if you have the means to do that. It takes time to build up your soil. It's not going to happen overnight. You have to work at it. It just takes time. Mr. CB and myself are of the opinion that you should do both. Some straw bale gardening and some raised beds. You can double up on whatever you're planting. I believe you said in your video that you want to eat what you grow off your land. This would be a good way to do it. But it's going to take some time. And it may take a little bit of money. It's just if you have the means to do it. You said that Andy was pretty handy at woodworking. Cool. Raised bed, real simple. If you can get a hold of a 2x12, you're just gonna make a box with 2x12s, depending on however big you want it. Me, I suggest that you start out with a small bed. Get you some soil going, plant you some stuff. See how it grows. Get your hands in there. See how your plants are interacting with your soil mixture. I believe I saw some chickens over there at your home place. Hey, that stuff that's going on that they make, they get to do their doo-doo and dropping, their droppings, and I don't know if you're using straw or anything like that as a material, bedding material inside your coop. But hey, every 6 months, every 8 months, go on and rake that stuff up. It is sure enough composted, good stuff that you can add to your garden. I don't know if you are, but you might want to think about doing some composting at the house. It's not really hard to do. You save all of your green matter, grass clippings, stuff like that. Add it into a pile, you turn it, and with time, boy, mosquitoes bad out here. And over time, you're gonna have some sure enough good compost that you can add to your raised beds. You were having a hard time with weeds in your garden. I feel your pain. Up there in your area, I don't know if they do a lot of clearing in the woods and stuff like that, but call around to your local tree company or tree cutting companies and ask them, hey, what do y'all do with your wood chips? What do y'all do with them? A lot of these companies will come bring wood chips to your house just to get rid of them. And in that little area that you have, you wood chip it real good. You put you down some wood chips in your walkways. Once you get you figure out how you want to lay your garden out, guarantee you ain't gonna have no problem with weeds. And on top of that, if you you have your wood chips and you let them age, a year or so, you can actually add those into your raised bed as well. Lastly, because I don't want this to turn into like a 5-hour collaboration video, because I could just sit here and run on. You said something about the stuff that you wanted to plant, and you said you kind of shied away from like cabbage and Brussels sprouts and stuff like that because of cabbage worms. Sister, don't worry about it. Plant it. If you start seeing the cabbage worms, plug them off. Cabbage worms make good chicken food. Try some neem oil. Treat your cabbage with some neem oil possibly. That'll keep them off. If you look around really good, sometimes like at Lowe's and Home Depot and stuff like that, you could actually find crop cover sheets, and they work really good. It's just a bug cover, basically what it is. You drape it over your plants, cabbage worms, stuff like that, keeps them off of your stuff. Works really good. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it on that point, on that note rather. Hopefully we'll do a bunch more collaboration videos as it goes on, because this is going to take some time to do. A good garden is just not going to come overnight. You have to work at it. Hopefully Mr. CB will get in and he'll do his video and he will give his thoughts on it. Now, it is what it is. You have what you have to work with over there, and that's fine, because you said you don't have a green thumb. Yeah, you do. You just haven't found it yet. Anybody, if I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. But hey, we're here to help, and that's what we're gonna do. You like the video, give it a thumbs up. Really like the thumbs up, and I appreciate them. If you haven't subscribed, think about subscribing. Always gonna like some new folks coming over here to visit me at my home in the sticks, y'all. I'm here to tell you. And with that being said, you don't let nobody dull your shine. I mean, nobody. You just go on and get your shine on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a link down to Homegrown Love's channel. Y'all go on and give her a look. And heck, if y'all got some comments or something, some input to put in, hey, why not? Put it on in there. And we'll see you and y'all in the next video.